it's not about does he do it perfectly. It's about, like, what's his mindset? Does he try? Is he trying his best? Right? If he climbs the rope in our garage and he gets halfway up, is he truly tired, or is he just saying he's tired and he just wants to quit? Right? Because if he's truly tired, I will carry him down. If he wants to quit, oh no, he's going to continue up. And so, like, I think that's what's important is who are you doing it for and why are you doing it? Why are you taking them camping? Is it because you want to go camping, or is it because you want to train your kids? And if you look at it as something that is for them, not for you, you get a lot less frustrated, because when you help everybody else build their Lego castles and you give everybody else your Legos, you're left with no castle and no Legos. And so there is something about fatherhood that is, I think, shall we say, counterintuitive, and that you do have to put on your own oxygen mask first.
That's a great example. Yeah.
You cannot.
You're not going to be able to show up for them if you're freaking passed out.
Right. You cannot. You can't pour from an empty cup. You can't feed the world if you're starving. There's so many different analogies you can use, but that goes into your own family too. And so I got to a point, I've got some pretty severe traumatic brain injury from the wars, and I got to a point where I was not properly taking care of myself, and that put me in a position where then I could actually no longer take care of my family. So I had to get that corrected. It's part of the reason I'm very into the nootropic space and why I want to help other people get in front of that. And so it's that keeping yourself strong, keeping yourself healthy, so that you can be there for the people in your life. And that might mean taking the occasional motorcycle ride, going skiing, going climbing, doing whatever it is that you do. But I do think it should be doing something, because in the modern age, it could be, sitting down, picking a guitar. But in the modern age, I see grown men, many of whom are man children, who are more interested in video games than they are in spending time with their wife, or more interested in video games than they are spending time with their young daughter. And then they wonder why things are going off the rails, and they just become basically fat, dumb, and a perception of happy. And that is not the way that God designed us to be.
Right. Yeah. We're like chasing happy moments versus living a life of joy, which is very different.
Yeah, we're chasing dopamine instead of purpose.
Yeah. Okay, we have a few minutes left. Before I ask a couple fatherhood questions, any last thoughts you didn't share on either the role of the father or thinking back about dads protecting their daughters and having awareness around social media, phones, etc.?
Last piece would be, number one risk factor for kids is fatherless homes. I don't care if that's joining a gang or being trafficked or being exploited in any way. So fathers, before you think about walking away. Now, if your hand is forced and that it is done to you, do your best to fix it and do your best to be there for that kid. But otherwise, if you think about walking away, like you say, you'll sacrifice anything for your children. Prove it.
Love it. Okay, let's jump into a couple questions. What's something, so you have a 4 and 6-year-old, 46, very disciplined life, military, etc. What's something that you may have been very black and white on, or let's say stuck in your ways as a man? Us men can get very into our routine. So what's something that you were black and white on or stuck in your ways on? And then now that you have this 4 and 6-year-old in your home, you've shifted your beliefs around something through the process of being a father. Anything come to mind?
Basically everything about being a father, right? Before, like when my wife was pregnant, it was like, we're going to do this, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this. And none of that is true. The ability to be rigidly flexible. So there are things that you should not compromise on, period. And then there are obviously things that you need to have a lot of flexibility on.
So what's something that you wouldn't move on?
Biblical education.
Okay, beautiful. But then maybe another one is like, I would love it if my 5 kids went on a 5-mile run with me every morning. Right? Like that's unrealistic.
Like, oh, okay.
but you've
Yeah.
got the 10-minute PT with a 4 and 6-year-old. So rigidly flexible. Yeah.
Right, right. So sometimes that is, it's not always in the garage gym. Like this morning, it was, what we're just going to do? You two, 4-year-old and 6-year-old, right? Boy is younger than the girl, and he's just about as strong, even though she's 18 months older.
Mm-hmm.
Great. We're going to have competition. Who can do an invisible chair the longest?
Mm.
They held it for like 3 minutes. It was crazy. I'm like, man, I don't even know if I could do that.
Yeah, you're like, my legs would be toast.
Yeah. And so, but it's things like that. It's like, okay, well, we're going to do something, but it's not going to be the same thing that we do every single morning.
Okay. So check this out. Cause I think as men, I find myself this way a lot, less now, but I had a plan of how I wanted it to go and it didn't go that way. And I find myself disappointed. So then I miss the whole evening with the family or the whole camping trip because it's like it didn't go the way that I envisioned it would go. So I love rigidly flexible. Any thoughts for dads in that moment where there's like, it's not going how you thought, but still choosing to find some connection in that moment?
Yeah, it's not about you. So that's the thing for us is like, okay, it didn't go the way that you thought. Awesome. Did you ask anybody else?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you doing it? Are you doing this for you? In which case you probably shouldn't have taken your kids and your wife, right? Because it's not going to go the way that you want it to go. And so it's like, who are you doing this for? And so I think
who are you doing this for? Yes, that's so good.
We look at it through that lens, right? It's not about, so for my son, our PT in the morning, it's not about doing that perfect push-up. It's about like, what am I doing this for? Oh, I'm doing this to make him strong. And quite frankly, I'm doing this to help him have a leg up on his peers. Mm-hmm. Life's a competition. And so it's not about, does he do it perfectly? It's about, like, what's his mindset? Does he try? Is he trying his best? Right? If he climbs the rope in our garage and he gets halfway up, is he truly tired, or is he just saying he's tired and he just wants to quit? Right? Because if he's truly tired, I will carry him down. If he wants to quit, oh no, he's going to continue up. And so like, I think that's what's important is who are you doing it for and why are you doing it? Why are you taking them camping? Is it because you want to go camping, or is it because you want to train your kids? And if you look at it as something that is for them, not for you, you get a lot less frustrated because you're more focused on them and not you. And when we get frustrated, it's predominantly because our expectations are not met.